Why are you sniffing my laptop?
Hi guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while since we've been on. Yeah, really. My little chatterboxes, welcome back. Um, there's been a lot of things going on, and sorry we're late tonight. We were having some our internet is not the greatest here, and actually the weather kind of sucks outside. It's kind of like going to be transitioning between rain and possibly sleet and ice, and then I guess over to pure snow, possibly. So, but we're going to get into an interesting topic tonight. We kind of touched base on it a little bit before, but we're going to kind of get back into it a little bit today, but in a different direction. Um, Before that, though, Gabriella will give some kind of she's not going to do a state fact or fun fact. She's going to do something else, I think.
How does it not show that it shows that we're live, but it's,
You are live, it says.
Mom, I just said that it shows that we're live, but it doesn't show that we're on the thing yet.
Eric, does it show up on the screen that we're live?
Yeah, I'm on right now.
Okay, so you can hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. Nope. Yeah, nope. And I'm trying to think where is it in here? Yeah, don't let the people.
There's nobody here right now.
So if anybody comes on, you're going to see me pissing around here for a little bit. That's okay. That's life. That shit happens like that. So, you'll have to get a hammer. Do you know where hammer's at? What is it? I think there might be one down there on top of that metal cabinet down there. You want to check that down there? If not, there should be one in my toolkit. So anyhow, guys, a lot going on. We've been right before we come on, we were having technical problems, like I said, with our internet, because possible change of weather coming here, and then people contacting, asking questions and stuff about the jail, about touring and scheduling and stuff like that. There was a little bit of confusion. Somebody asked a question about if we do public investigations. No, we don't do public investigations. We do private investigations right now. We would like to set up maybe some public ones. We just have to figure out the pricing and how we want to do that. That would be pretty cool to see a couple different groups coming in at one time and investigating, see what happens when everybody's doing that. And I'm pushing my hair back. It looks weird.
I think I broke this thing.
What is that?
I don't know. I think I broke it.
Oh, that's just wire to hang up pictures. You can't break it. You're supposed to break it in pieces. It's just,
I mean, it's not like a slinky anymore.
it doesn't need to be like a slinky. Now to get back, since Gabriella keeps on interrupting. Like I said, a lot of things going on with the jail and a lot of questions that people are asking and stuff like that. As I was saying, there is no public investigations, but there is private. You found one? Okay, here. There is two. For now, you could use it. Well, I have an extension cord over there, though, too, but whatever you can plug in. Excuse me, audience. Again, Gabriella should be talking with. This is kind of rude. There is temporarily, I don't know if Tom's going to use it for blobs or what, but there's in that tote that's on top of the freezer, there's one of those that has, you plug it in, but it has 3 more or 4 more, but it has the cover over it. But here's, might help.
one of those pieces to the, we have a plug right on the inside of our door.
Yeah.
Power just creeps right through.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just making this worse.
And we can put out more tomorrow. We'll tomorrow when it's daylight, and is that way we can see how we want to do it and stuff like that. So
I'm somehow making this worse.
who is that?
That's Martin, I think.
Okay. Hi, Martin. If that's you, hi. Okay. Anyhow, getting back to the subject, Gabriella's going to be doing. I've got to give him one now. We're in the middle of hanging up decorations yet, and like I said, we've been kind of. I can't say we've been really badly sick, but we've been like kind of sick off and on, and just a lot of different things going on. Then going over the jail, it's been like we had scheduled dates that we've been over there, and then there's been times that we just only went over for who booked because we have heat in the two. Well, we did have them in the reception area and the office. Now we only have heat in the reception area because even with what heat we did have over there, it didn't get warm enough for us. So both the heater that was in the office is now also put in the reception area. So there's 2 heaters now in the reception area, so we can stay warm while we're over there. But if you go through a tour that it's really cold in there, you really have to have a coat on or you will freeze. And especially the overnight investigators, I feel bad for them. I don't know how many of you know, but we just had Travel the Dead, which used to be what, Paranormal Lockdown. Everybody knows they were there. We advertised it. It's just we can't tell them when and what happened and stuff. But anyhow, as you know, they were there at the building. They will be releasing sometime in the spring or something like that. So I know it was really cold the day they were there. I'm going to lose my train of thought. I'm still not 100% feeling great either. So, but anyhow, with all that going on, we do have questions about tours and stuff. We are right now. It's kind of hit and miss because Christmas is here. We are doing some tours and stuff and that. We're kind of trying to stay open at least on Saturday from at least 10 to 5, 10 in the morning to 5, just so that we can try to get some, keep things going there. But we've been kind of relying on bookings lately because of the fact that it is so cold in there. And because the weather has been crazy, we did have one, I guess you can call it, it was a storm because traveling was pretty bad. And a couple of things was postponed and a couple of things was canceled and rescheduled. So, I mean, it's that time of year we're in Pennsylvania. But you can still go on and book anytime. If you book for a Friday, Saturday, we will go over there for the booking. Otherwise, right now until after Christmas, we're just kind of going to be there for bookings only and for Saturdays from 10 to 5. But if you have any questions, you can contact me. My email, my phone number, everything's on our website, the jail website. So getting back to Gabriella.
I almost got it. I just checked. There was one part, it was the end part that was mixed up with everything else. Now I can swindle it back together.
That's just for hanging pictures and stuff. Now you cut off what you need for.
I know, but I ruined it because it was like a slinky before.
It was, but when you touch stuff, where's Linda at anyhow? Linda, where you be? But anyhow, getting back to, we're going to talk today. I don't know. We don't really have too many people on right now. We have Eric and possibly Martin, but it's just showing one up there. So I don't know if Martin left. Maybe I know Eric didn't because he's in the next room. So we're going to be trying to talk about is there a correlation between the paranormal and like UFOs, Bigfoot, or any kind of cryptid UFOs, different things like that? Because more and more evidence that's coming out is kind of showing that there possibly may be a correlation between the two. But of course, with paranormal, there's things that you see, hear, and experience that you can't explain. That goes the same as with UFO sightings, Bigfoot sightings, cryptid sightings, stuff like that. So it's you're seeing and you're hearing things and stuff, and that you can't explain it. So I guess in a way, there is kind of a connection to it anyhow, because it all goes along that with big question mark there. You can't explain it. So with that being said, as soon as Gabriella's done pissing around, you might be able to get it going.
I think I got it.
Okay, let's put it back in the case and find something interesting to tell people. Gabriella should never touch anything technical, mechanical, anything like that, Linda. Yeah, you're right. I figured I'd say it before she comes on and she says it. There you go. You got her. You got her, dude. You got her, dude. Okay, so we'll just put that there for now.
So before we get started with that, that was weird. We're gonna talk about what happened on this day in history.
How many years ago?
There's a few of them.
Okay.
So, on today, in 1922, the Canton Bulldogs claimed their first NFL title.
That's cool.
Also on today, in 1690, the first paper currency is authorized in the colonies.
Whoa. Paper money.
In 2009, today, Avatar makes its world premiere in London.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that long ago already.
In 1898, Treaty of Paris ends Spanish-American War today in history. And the last one, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, go ahead. It doesn't say names or anything, and it doesn't say anything.
In 1974, a sex scandal leads to political fallout for Arkansas congressman.
So there you go. It's not like there ain't no scandals going on politically. By golly, by golly.
Oh, well, I can still.
Yeah, you can go down some more.
So it wasn't the last one. I lied.
Ella.
I thought it was
that girl. She never ceases to amaze me.
I thought it was the last one. Touch my hand.
That was wicked rude.
I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
In 1903, today, Marie and Pierre Curie are awarded Nobel Prize for their work with radium. In 1950, today, American diplomat Ralph Bunche receives Nobel Peace Prize. Today, 1920, Woodrow Wilson was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Today, in 1869, Wyoming grants women the right to vote.
Wow.
Today in 1967, I'm dyslexic, so I got the numbers backwards. Soul legend Otis Redding dies in a plane crash near Madison, Wisconsin. That's sad. Today in 1830, Emily Dickinson is born. In 1905, on today, O. Henry's The Gift of the Magi is published.
I love that story.
That is a good story. 1977, today, Soviets arrest descendants on United Nations Human Rights Day. In 1778, today, John Jay is elected president of the Continental Congress. And last but not least, today, in 1917, Red Cross is awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
Very cool. Facts indeed.
Boom.
Did you know?
A day in history.
Did you know?
Mm-mm.
There you go. There you go. Okay, let's get to the topic, Gabrielle. I'm going to let you start. So, we're actually Linda suggested the topic. We covered UFOs, we've covered Bigfoot, we covered cryptids.
Yep.
Everybody know about your, not cryptids, cryptids, knows about your philosophy on Bigfoot and the Wendigos and the dark-eyed children and all that good stuff. So I do believe, well, anything that's unexplained, you can put automatically maybe somewhat in the paranormal category.
Yeah.
Because paranormal in itself is unexplained until somebody can find that concrete evidence saying, yeah, wow, there we go, we just proved it. But the correlation possibly with Bigfoot, with aliens, with Wendigos, maybe dark-eyed children even. How do you feel about that? Jamie Lee is on Freaky Friday. How do you feel about that? How do you feel? How do you feel about that, Gabrielle?
Trying to do this real quick.
That's wicked rude.
It's not. There it is. That's so weird. Why I didn't like.
So you can respond.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way, in case it doesn't show up.
Why isn't anybody showing up? Hey, we did advertise. It's not like we didn't. Linda put that on every place. She put it on, I guess, Discord. She put it on YouTube. She put it on Facebook. She put it on everything. Linda's leaving it down. Where's that? But they are
Stalker.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, Eric. But okay, so anyhow, so they can catch up where we left off. How do you feel about that?
Okay, what's the question again?
Okay, so we know paranormal's already unexplained. And we've already covered like Bigfoot, UFOs, aliens, Wendigos, dark-eyed children. How do you feel of the possibility that they are connected directly or indirectly with the paranormal? It's a deep question.
Yeah, it's a very deep question. So I would say maybe not so much Bigfoot is connected to like UFOs, but maybe towards like the paranormal. In my mind, I think that because the people who have reported seeing Bigfoot, he either just completely vanishes, or some people have like seen him and then he makes weird noises and then like disappears. But you can see him run away, but you don't know where he's at afterwards.
There's spirits and stuff in that too, so you can see.
So that's why, that's why I
Yep.
think that like maybe he's sort of in with the paranormal, but he could just be like a hybrid of an animal that was a little messed up. Who knows?
A lot messed up.
But with like Wendigos, that's definitely paranormal.
I think you're going in the same direction I'm going in.
I'm not so sure about if Wendigos would be connected with UFOs, because it's not like an alien. It's a Wendigo is like a Native American spirit.
And it's a spirit, which means it would be linked paranormal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going in the same direction I am with that.
So there's a lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
All the things that could be connected to like UFOs or even the paranormal are weird because it's just like,
Well, see, I'm going to stop you for a second because I think we're going in the same wavelength. With UFOs / aliens, we know our government's covered up a lot of that, the Roswell and Area 51 and all that. So we know basically a lot of that's covered up, and there's supposed to be they have actual proof there. And more of our government's now finally coming out and admitting, yeah, there are aliens. Okay, so that's kind of something that's physical. Bigfoot, I think, could be a mixture because now they're finding out that there's different type of aliens, that some of them actually probably come from deep down in the ocean.
well, and then another thing is the people who are like really research these aliens, there's different types of them, and some of them are talking about how they could be walking amongst us and we don't even know it.
Yeah. See, and that's what I'm saying. I think with the aliens and that, because of government actually finally coming out and saying, yeah, and there's still all that secrecy. I mean, you can't even go close to Area 51 yet. You'll get shot. You go to a certain point, there are signs saying you'll get shot.
Which leads me to believe
what is there that
there's something there that they don't want us to see,
and
like ever.
With Bigfoot, now that they found out that there's pretty different species of aliens and some come from the depths of the ocean, and that could be directly tied in with the Bermuda Triangle and stuff. There have been people that reported that Bigfoot, that, like you said, he's there and then he's not there. Some people reported that there's somebody that I talked to from South Carolina said that a friend of his literally witnessed what he said was a Bigfoot come out of water and had the algae fur and everything and that all over it. And when it spotted him and he froze, it kind of just like disappeared right in front of his eyes. So some of the theories are that Bigfoot could actually be also tied in with aliens. So I'm kind of putting that out of the paranormal side a little bit. But then when you said like Wendigos, banshees, even maybe the dark-eyed children, I don't know, because they appear and they disappear, if that story is even true. But we watched Twin Paranormal. I know a lot of people don't like them, think they're fake and everything else. You're entitled to your opinion. I like them. Sue me. I don't care. I like them. Anyhow, they just come up. There was a word that showed up on their Spirit Talker, which I like Spirit Talker, but I'm not relying on it constantly. Baby squid, yeah! You should have got a notification because it was all over that. But I noticed I don't get notifications all the time when people come on either. Yeah, I don't always get mine either. But getting back to like the dark-eyed children and Wendigos and stuff like that, considering that they are usually somehow pertaining to the land, Native Americans, things like that, that actually was conjured up somewhere or brought in by a curse or something, I think we can tie that in with the paranormal.
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
So, where do we go?
Going into like the black-eyed children, I definitely wouldn't consider that like connected with UFOs. I don't think it's an alien of any sort.
I don't either.
But I think it's definitely paranormal because people have they've reported it as almost like demon children.
I'm gonna check that real quick. That looks like, I hope that might, that, don't mind me, guys.
You get more distracted than I do.
No, it's just that I don't, I don't want that. I hope that's not cracked already or broke. The smaller one. Oh,
guys.
right here, the smaller one.
I think that's just the design.
No, on the very top. See?
Oh.
I can't wait. Let me see.
Hold on, guys. No.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I get all, I have a habit, I'll get really nice stuff either people buy for me or I see something and I like it. And when you know, that's the thing that ends up getting broke every time. It seems to be that is the thing that gets broke.
That's the same with me though, too.
So
Lost or broke.
Yeah.
So anyways, getting back to the black-eyed children, I would definitely connect that with something paranormal because people who have reported seeing black-eyed children almost describe it as them as like demons or like very evil children. And for some reason, when they knock on your door, they want to come into your house, and if you don't let them in, then bad things start happening. And they start like causing ruckus and weird shit happens.
Well, I guess that's what we can do tonight too, is try to categorize. Okay, so we're putting aliens and Bigfoot and that in one category, not associating them so much with paranormal. I mean, there's a possibility, a slight possibility, but we're going to put them kind of aside. But then we're going to take like Wendigos, Banshees, the Dark-Eyed Children, Mothman, Lizard Man.
Mothman is a weird one.
Mothman kind of appears and disappears, like
That one I think I would connect to aliens.
more to aliens and not paranormal.
Only because the story of Mothman is it dates way back when. If this is the one that I'm thinking of, I could be wrong. This could be a different cryptid. But if I remember right, Mothman was seen by two children after an asteroid hit down, and there's like this green smoke that was everywhere, and this thing emerged out of it with red eyes and started floating towards them.
You're still the only one in the chat. Well, maybe next chat we start letting people know earlier.
I wonder if it still, if she could still be on the first one, even though I deleted it.
I don't know. I don't know.
We were having issues before.
Yeah, we were having trouble getting logged on.
It wasn't so much the internet, it was just the website being weird. So I started a stream, but I deleted it, so there shouldn't be anybody that should be able to access it anymore. And then
Well, I think she was on the chat that was on maybe on Facebook, because I had to put word chat on there if anybody wanted to go on there.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that way if they want to ask questions, somebody can look up their questions and that on there, and we can. But it'd be better if they, but I did say we will be live on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I did say that on there. So,
I could have fit it on you.
and yeah, Mothman too. I was watching a documentary not too long ago, maybe I'm going to say give or take a month and a half ago. And they were showing eyewitnesses that were saying that he will appear and like kind of just stare at them, and they kind of like freeze up. And if they try to run or move or something, and that it'll kind of pursue you, but you kind of just kind of it'll stare at you and then it'll kind of just disappear. But there is a documentary. It's kind of like I'm in the chat on YouTube. Let me try and find you.
Tell her maybe to X out of it and then like search our name and then go on to the one that says live. Because she could be on the old version, and since it no longer exists, it's like being weird. Okay, so B squared, black-eyed children have been
How
around.
did it go? Okay, what time did you put up?
Black-eyed children have been around for a while. They've even been reported in like
Okay, well, we can put
the 1800s, but lately it's been popping up more. The black-eyed children are basically two children or one child with black eyes that has like a hood over, and you can't see like their hands or their feet or anything else. And
Okay.
they show up at your door, and when they show up at your door, they will knock and they will ask to come in to borrow your phone most of the time. If you say no, then weird shit starts happening and people are reported hearing like screams outside their door. They reported lights flickering, things falling off of shelves, like weird shit starts happening if you just like slam the door on these children. If you do let them in, they're supposedly just supposed to, I don't remember.
It doesn't like bad things normally happen to you.
I think that like you start feeling weird and you get like this sense of dread, and then
Hey, let's talk about too. Okay, you just heard about that creature, that splunk or spunk or whatever it was, squonk, alien, UFO-ish, or paranormal.
the squonk.
Yeah,
It
sounds to me more paranormal, if anything, because it appears and then disappears.
For those of you who don't know what a squonk is, basically it's this creature that's found in Pennsylvania, that is so ugly. It's like almost like a pig. It's got like pig-like features, but it's a little creature who has warts all over it, and it thinks that, or it's so ugly that it like wallows in self-pity and then cries itself to death. Like its tears dissolves it. It just lives to die, basically. But there was a report, or there was a thing that I saw on YouTube the other day, which I thought was pretty cool. This guy was talking about squonks. He said that the one guy who caught a squonk was gonna bring it home, but by the time he got home, inside the box was just liquid because it had already cried itself to death. The second one that I heard is weird. It is sad because it's kind of cute, but also very ugly at the same time. It's like you feel bad for it.
Mother didn't think it was ugly.
Maybe it did.
Oh, it was an abandoned.
Maybe that's why it's so sad all the time. It's like my mom said I was so ugly.
So the
So I
mother
guess
give birth and just toss them out the window or something.
But anyways, more my theories. Anyways, the second story that I heard was this guy found a squonk. He was going to capture it, but he felt this dread and felt weird and very sad and everything. And the squonk looked at him, and he looked at the squonk, and he dissolved himself from the tears.
I don't buy that
I don't know if I believe that one either, because that's just weird. Like humans don't normally cry themselves to
You can cry yourself to death, I think, but not by dissolving yourself. Well, I guess that will go to people too that believe in spontaneous combustion. I guess there are cases of people actually spontaneous.
There's been a few. I just don't know how it could happen.
I don't know. So maybe, Pee-wee, if you knock that stuff down again,
Pee-wee,
you will get
down.
If you knock that whole knitting thing over, that looming thing over again. So I probably have my instructions lost. Not the instructions, but where I left off.
Pee-wee,
and my crochet needle and everything else.
I'm sure that they don't want to see your ass.
Pee-wee, I got a story about Pee-wee. Pee-wee's so cool. Okay, Pee-wee. You gotta move your ass. There
There
you
you
go.
go. There you go.
Our two dogs kind of like they playfully fight, but they can kind of get at it sometimes pretty intensely. And they were getting at it yesterday pretty intensely. And they are like horses. They're big now. They're puppies, but they are huge. And he's and so yeah, he's all curled up.
Well, that's his butt.
So he's gotten Pee Wee's not afraid of them. Pee Wee is not afraid of those dogs whatsoever, and he puts them in their place. So they were doing their little sparring thing, their little playful fighting, and I was yelling at them and they'd stop it because they're, like I said, like they're horses and they get close to me and I'm afraid every time they get close to me, somehow I get scratched or I get hurt. I got scars on me already from them from when they were even smaller and they're big now. Well, I kept on saying, stop, stop, stop. And they weren't listening to me. So good old Pee Wee, he jumps down off the couch. He goes right between them. He starts hissing at him and starts like slapping at him. And these big horse dogs totally broke up and backed off. And Pee Wee stood there yet right between the two of them, and he kept on giving them a death stare, like, keep up that shit, and I am gonna rip you a new face. I'm gonna rip you a new ass. He was like they're taking care of business. He was not gonna tolerate it. So Pee Wee was my true hero yesterday. He saved me from possibly getting hurt. So yeah, a cat will always rule the roost. You're right. He definitely he's definitely king of the house and he knows it. He is being real cute right now, and that's pathetic,
I
P.
have to take a picture
That
of him
is
now.
pathetic, P. That's just way too cute. So maybe Pee Wee is cryptid,
He could be.
paranormal.
Oh, it won't.
Yeah, but that is
Why
cute.
did it do that?
Oh, that's good. But what other? Okay, that's what I was going to say. When I was watching Twin Paranormal, um, there's a name that comes up. I know a lot of people don't like the spirit talker, and that we're not saying it it's 100% legit. We do use it. We try to discredit it when we can, but if things are matching up on it and you can't explain, then you have to give it some credibility. Like when I was watching Twin Paranormal, there was some stuff that was coming up on theirs that was you really it fit 100% in. And the thing is they didn't only use it on it was on a couple of different phones, and the exact same thing came up on a couple of different phones that they were using. So that kind of when it if it comes up just once, that's one thing, but when it's coming up on the exact same thing up on a couple of different phones, then you have to put some kind of credibility to it. So but they get all kinds of weird things happening. Sometimes their phones act up. Sometimes it'll just start going into some kind of a mumbling thing for no reason. But the name capital T-A apostrophe X-E-T showed up on their spirit talker. And they're like, what in the world is it? Because it never showed up for them before. So they looked it up. And what it is actually a god of violent death. Now, they were filming at the Skinwalker Ranch, which highly paranormal, highly, however you want to call it. But that's where that showed up. And the last time that they were there, I think it was a year prior, they actually did catch something in the back walking, and it's the exact same thing that people that live there said that they reported seeing. And it's tied in with the natives that was on the land. So it could be elemental, it could be something that was conjured up by the natives themselves to keep people off of the land. It could be something that was that came about because there was a lot of murders on that property. So, it's kind of like a lot of things you can put that connection in with the paranormal. Skinwalkers. They appear, they disappear, and people believe in Ouija boards and stuff like that, which you can conjure up spirits with Ouija boards, supposedly, even though it was designed as a board game for children. But apparently, I read years ago that NASA had a group of, there was a bunch of, I think, 6 or 8 college students that was playing around with a Ouija board. And they were able to get things through on the Ouija board that predicted things in the future that exactly happened on the exact date and time that it was going to happen. And so they had them and they were doing experimentation and that with them. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but this was several years ago. I was reading an article about that. So I don't know. I guess it depends on. My belief in the Ouija board is, okay, it was designed as a game for kids for entertainment, but I think somewhere along the line, somebody could be a practicing witch, could be practicing warlock, it could have been a Native American that was, a shaman, somebody that could actually conjure up some stuff. I believe that the story of that if you carve the Ouija board out of a tree where a sacrifice took place and the planchette and everything from that could maybe have a tie in with the paranormal and conjuring of spirits and stuff like that, but it has to be a wooden, hand-carved, homemade, not one that you buy in a store. That's my beliefs. You got any beliefs on it?
I know that, like, if you mess with a Ouija board, you're asking for trouble, because let's say that your house is haunted and you just want to talk to the spirit that's there. Well, you don't know what that spirit is to begin with, and you're trying to communicate with it. So, trying to communicate with it through the Ouija board could be opening up a portal to something else entering your house, and you thought that it was that spirit that you were talking to.
What's that called? I forgot now. Where you can write. I can't remember what it's called. Some of the psychics do it. I know Cindy Kaiser does it. What's that called? It's not script writing. There's a name for it. No. And I know psychometry is where you can touch something and see images and you can tell exactly what's happening. It's not script writing. What is that called? Scribbling. Scribing. I think scribing maybe.
No, scribing is with the mirror.
Automatic writing. That's what it is. Linda got it. Automatic writing. That could tie in. I mean, if people can do automatic writing and saying that a spirit is doing it, it could be the same with the Ouija board. But like I said, I feel that legitimate Ouija boards would be carved from a tree or wood where there was some kind of a sacrifice taken place.
Yeah, that totally makes sense, especially if there was rituals and shit going on. But it could also just be because all legitimate Ouija boards are wooden.
Well, the ones you buy are cardboard in the store. Most of them's cardboard, the old ones.
Well, that's what I said. A lot of the legit ones.
The good ones are wooden.
Most of the people who've reported having weird shit happening in their house after using a Ouija board has one of the legit ones, like an actual wooden one with the wooden thingamabob. And
Has anybody on here ever used a Ouija board and had anything happen? Let's ask that question. And if you're not on here now, if you want to put a comment later on after you rewatch it on the comments, let us know. I know we dabbled with the Ouija board when I was a teenager, but I know somebody was pushing it. We know that because we laughed about it and we didn't even use it right or anything like that. But what scared me is we used a Kabbalah, and we had some freaky shit happening when we were using the Kabbalah. And that's still to this day, I kind of have some like, okay, Diane, what the hell did you do? So it was just me and my cousin. And from what I was reading, the Kabbalah is supposed to be a lot worse than the Ouija board. So I don't know. If anybody doesn't know what a Kabbalah is, it's kind of like a Ouija board, but it's round. It's in a round, like almost like a roulette wheel. And there's a ball that goes around. There's a big eye in the center of it. And then there's like a ball that rolls around, and you touch it like a Ouija board very lightly, and that ball will roll around to your answers. Yeah, right there it is. Because my cousins, they got the Ouija boards, they got the Kabbalah, they just, yeah. And it was the glow one too, the glow in the dark one. So that made it even worse because we turned off all the lights and so she's going to bring up what a Kabbalah board is if you're not used to it or don't know what a Kabbalah board is. I'm like you, Linda. I have more belief in the automatic writing than the Ouija board itself.
so that is a Kamala.
What's a Kabbalah?
Kabbalah.
Yeah, Kabbalah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That thing looks scary as hell.
And she had the glow in the dark one. So you figure we had the bright bedroom lights on, then we turned the light off and that freaking thing and that eyeball glowed. And we asked it questions and we're kind of getting some real freaky responses. And then we was hearing noises like people walking up and down the stair steps, and there's just like she had holy water in her room, and we saw the doorknob rattling. She literally got a bottle of holy water and threw it at the door.
That thing looks creepy.
And we kind of pushed it on the floor and went under the covers and just threw the covers.
I would definitely rather use a Ouija board than that thing.
It scared the bejesus out of me. Let's just put it that way. Like that was one of the more. I never got scared like that with the Ouija because, like I said, we did Ouija first of all in broad daylight in the middle of the afternoon on a porch. And we know everybody was pushing it, but that Kabbalah, it was just me and my cousin up in her bedroom, and it was real freaky.
The thing with Ouija boards, which I kind of just thought of this, is the centerpiece. What is that called again?
Planchette.
The planchette. It's kind of like a mirror. It's a double-sided mirror, which automatically creates a portal. So if you are already like spiritually involved, or you think that there might be something wherever you're trying to get this spirit or whatever it is, and to communicate with you, you've basically already allowed whatever it is in that place to enter your home because of the planchette being like a double-sided mirror.
Well, it depends on which kind you get because it's supposed to have the center is supposed to be pure glass.
Yeah.
But
it's like double-sided. It's almost like a magnifying glass.
Yeah, it's real thick. If you get a really good authentic one, that glass is very thick and the planchette is very heavy. So if you
I don't think it's so much the board itself.
It's the planchette. Yeah, oh yeah, it is. It is. It's the planchette.
That's mine.
Yeah. No, it's the planchette. The planchette is what does all the damage. And B Squared goes, huh, never heard of a Kabbalah board. It also has tarot markers. Yeah, look up on that. look at those pictures and go in and check B squared. It's rather creepy. I'm telling you, that was one of the times. Like I said, we messed with Ouija boards. We did the candle thing and did the Bloody Mary thing and all that stuff. But that was one of the experiences in my life where I got pretty freaked out by something. And
No, not bracelet. God dang it.
I didn't even know they had a Kabbalah
I think
bracelet.
something it's like completely right.
Yeah, see, it looks like tarot cards.
So I spelled it right the first time. So why did it correct it to K?
I don't know because I knew it only had one B. I think that was if you go back into the actual meaning of how they come about with the game, that's actually the true actual spelling of it right there. But yeah, see, that's probably how the original was.
That's why, like, I
Yeah.
wanted to get into tarot card readings and everything, but I've heard that, like, if you believe that whatever is on the card is right, there's like some sort of almost curse that if you believe it so deeply, then whatever is on that card could happen.
I am more uneasy with tarot cards than I am with a Ouija board, but I will not ever use a Kabbalah again. It freaked me out. We probably got responses there too with the cards, but we never paid attention. It was just what was spelling out with the letters. Now we got some like real freaky shit.
Wow, there's even numbers.
Yeah, it's like a Ouija board, but instead of it being square, everything's in there like a roulette table, like a roulette wheel.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it was
like the eye in the middle.
Yeah. And like I said, be at nighttime with all the lights off and that freaking thing glowing at you, and you're asking it questions, and it's doing some weird shit. And like at one time we had it, and it just kept on going and going and going, and it wasn't like we couldn't get it to stop. It was real freaky. It really, really, really was freaky. Hers, I think, it was kind of more the eye was kind of, hers didn't have the eye that stood up like that. Hers had more of the eye that was like that.
Let's see if I can type in glow. It's really hard typing with these nails, don't judge.
Maybe hers did have the big eye, but maybe, I don't know. I don't remember the big eyes being protruding like that. I remember the eye being down lower, but maybe hers didn't have the big one. Maybe it wasn't that real.
Weird.
Yeah, that one is weird, but all I know is I was more uneasy by that than any kind of like,
It has too many symbols. I wouldn't have even messed with that. You're crazy.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm crazy. Kabbalah is a Jewish form of religion that Madonna made popular. I did not know that. Thank you for enlightening us on that, B squared. I did not know that.
Well, that's spelling of Kabbalah.
Yeah, well, that's how they got the game, though. That origin is how they ended up getting the game. But like I said, I don't know because here's the funny thing about this cousin in particular. There's supposed to be something, and I don't want to say names or anything in that, but there's supposed to be something that her mother believed that there was a curse put on her from her family when they lived overseas, when the ancestors lived overseas. And for some reason, you would think, okay, since she believed that there was a curse, that you wouldn't want anybody to mess with that kind of stuff. But those kids had the Ouija board, they had the Kabbalah, but they also had religious stuff all through the house because they had the holy water, they had the crucifixes and rosaries and everything like that. They had all of that, but yet they had. Now, I was told that her mother never looked in the mirror because part of the curse was if she looked in the mirror, she would see a witch staring back at her. And the funny thing is, even when I saw her combing and brushing her hair, I never seen her looking in the mirror when she was doing it. So that could be true. I don't know. I'm just, there's a lot of things that went on. I don't want any. No, I'm drinking coffee.
Chocolate and coffee put together. Eat it.
I can't drink chocolate. Well, I could drink chocolate. Anyhow, so wonder if it has a ship with the Kabbalah religion. It could, Linda. With that, which is a good question, and I kind of think things like Kabbalah, tarot, Ouija, all of them has some tie in with religion, definitely. Which most things that happen seem to somehow have ties in with religion, ironically. Like a lot of people think we're paranormal investigators. So you saw that one person that came on that one night and said we were, that we need to be saved and, we need to profess ourselves to Jesus and all this lovely stuff because they believe that if you're a paranormal investigator that you are dabbling in bad stuff with the devil and all that kind of crap. And the true facts are that most of the people that I've ever been around or that I've seen doing paranormal investigations or is in the paranormal field at all are highly religious. So it kind of takes that claim and just throws it out the window. So I don't know. But yeah, Eric, that clown Linda and them had to boot him off. I believe it was Linda and them that had to boot him off. And I'm going to do big shout outs tonight because I want to shout out, we've got the best moderators ever. And Linda, you go above and beyond every single time. When we tell you we are probably going to be doing a live, you go out of your way to do everything to set things up. B Squared, you've been showing up as often as you can, and you've been a rock. Eric, of course, you're my son, so I can't say anything bad about you. You guys just rock. And I want to shout out tonight to local paranormal investigators. Some has come to the jail and investigated. I've been watching some investigations. I'm going to do a big shout out to 27 Spirits, Damien and Jennifer, who was our first investigators at the jail. Those two rock. And thank goodness for them. I see their subscribers going up. They're like us. They don't care about subscribers, but it's nice to get them. So, guys, I'm not begging and pleading with you in that, but for our lurking spirits, if you like us and you believe in us, please go subscribe to us and tell your friends, tell their friends to tell their friends. We like to get to subscribers, and it's not because we're trying to make money or anything like that, but it makes us know that you appreciate and trust us as investigators on what we're doing. And we're trying to set up something to investigate again, but between the weather and most of the places here, money. It costs money. We need money. We can't investigate if we can't pay for the places. I don't know how some of these people are doing it like every week going out. We can't afford to do that. We got a big family and we just can't afford to do that. But we're trying. So please be patient with us. We are trying. So 27 Spirits, I wanted to call it Dark Hollow Paranormal. They are awesome. We still have to reset up with Ashley and Michael again, and Angel and Lindsay do another live with them again. We've been promising them. And the last time we had to cancel because there was a family emergency that we had to go and make sure, involving somebody in Tom's family. And thank God everything worked out real well, better than we surprised them by making a visit. And, so Dark Hollow Paranormal Parasolo, I want to have him back on. Bad to the Bone Paranormal, of course, we want Angelina back on again, but she's been having her health problems. Raw Side Paranormal, Laura, absolutely love you. You're awesome. We did not forget about your t-shirt. We still need to get that sent out. It's just, again, we've been between sickness and everything else. We just haven't had a chance to do it. Central Mass Paranormal, Susan, she's awesome. I'm going to call out Emmy for PDX, wishing her well. If I'm missing anybody, huh?
Not call out, shout out.
Well, shout out. I know I say call out sometimes, someone, and I did say shout out to begin with, though. I don't know why. Calling out means usually something not good, like I'm calling you out because you did something, but that's not how I mean it. So my little slips up like that, don't mind. But I just want to make, because there's a lot of locals, a lot of people that we know. We just adore all of you guys. You know, tune into them, tune into us. We're going to be doing a live here soon on Lurking Spirits to update everybody on there, what's going on. And we're trying to get, maybe get back to the Johnston house again and do another investigation there. Our last one was pretty successful, and we still got to do, we have to go over some video that we had when we did our live. We actually had a video going at the same time too, so we still have to check that out yet.
Check that one and our recent investigation, because we still don't know if there's
Yeah,
anything there.
yeah, we still have stuff that we got to check
I
out. So
did delete all the pictures off my phone from his room, though,
Yeah, okay.
because I didn't see
Yeah,
anything.
so I'm glad you guys are being patient with us, but we are trying. We are trying to get things rolling, but it's just hard right now. And with weather too, we're in Pennsylvania. Anybody living in Pennsylvania knows what the weather could be like. But she won't say anything nice about you. Oh, who?
You
I,
you were saying everything nice about everybody else, and you're like, you're my son, so I can't say anything bad about you.
oh, yeah, I can't say anything. I can say something nice about Eric, because I mean, he's a rock. Uh, Definitely he's one of our moderators for a reason. The kid graduated at the top of his class. We call him a nerd because he's so damn smart, and he's a good moderator, but he's more of a silent one. He'll make a comment every now and then, but he's pretty much like one of those. Like Linda's we call her our residential stalker moderator, which we absolutely love. Eric's like in the opposite spectrum. He's like our silent. So Eric's always watching. So Eric knows. He knows that we love him, and that we can say a lot of nice things about him. I'm going to be listening, but I have to run to the pharmacy before they close. Oh, you do what you need to do, B Squared. We love the fact that you show up when you can. And Linda said, "Is it snowing there yet?" It's supposed to.
It was a few days ago, and then it stopped, and then it's been raining.
Pennsylvania. Here's a little thing for like today. Okay, we got up into the mid-60s today after being really terribly cold not more than 3 days ago. Like we're talking in the teens and low 20s. It got up into the mid-60s today, then turned over to rain. The temperature's supposed to drop into the 20s again tonight, so that means all that rain's going to turn over to ice, and then it's supposed to go to straight snow. So sometimes either through the night or early morning is probably when it'll start converting over to snow. So B Squared, the red bracelet is a Kabbalah thing, which is supposed to ward off misfortune.
Back to everything.
But Kabbalah deals with the essence of God, more philosophical, so the bracelet never made sense to me. Yeah, that is kind of weird. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I guess, that ties in with the religious part, I guess.
It's the same with like what's it called? This is a face. Oh, it's weird. I didn't even know I could do that.
What? Yeah, I know, but what are you asking?
I don't know. The evil eye, that's what I was thinking of. That's the same with like the evil eye. It's supposed to ward off evil spirits, but it's called an evil
How
eye.
about the side eye? No, not I know. Linda, that's what's funny about it is, people say, "Oh no, we're going to get a lot of snow. We can't travel in it." But I'm going to be honest with you, and anybody that's from states like Pennsylvania where you can get a lot of snow, I would rather have there be a foot or 2 foot of snow and travel in it than on a sheet of ice, because in snow, until they plow the road and it gets packed down on the road, you can get traction and you can get from point A to point B. On ice, you can't get anywhere. It's you. I don't care how great of a driver, how skilled of a driver you are, how many years you've been driving, you cannot drive on ice, but you can get traction in the snow. So I don't like the fact, and I worry because Tom leaves for work early in the morning, and that's always when it's at its worst, especially tonight. We had rain all day. Well, no, actually, I'm lying. Up until late afternoon, it was pretty sunny, and like I said, it was in the mid 60s. And then the sun went away and the rain came, so it turned it real muddy and ucky outside again. But the temperature's going to drop tonight, so that's going to all freeze over, and I worry about uh, Tom having to go to work in the morning, even Chase going to work over in Johnstown, worrying about how they're going to make it, or if they're going to make it, how if it's icy out. So, um, I love snow. I don't like ice. I'm like you. I do not.
The packing snow is good. I like it because we get to make little snowmen or
Yeah.
whatever you want to make.
The one year when we were living probably about 40 minutes from where we are now, when we were up in Pennsylvania before, this was probably 15 years ago, maybe, or more. Um, it was like every week we had like a 3 to 4 foot snowfall, and we had to go outside and dig out our car. Like it was like every couple of days we would have to dig our car out because the snow was so high that it actually buried our car. So,
You quit being gross. Oh my God.
Pee-wee, nobody wants to see your sack. Stop.
Oh, you little
Pee-wee. Pee. He's so bad. Pee-wee. Okay, we're getting way off topic. Let's get back to what do we want to talk
I
about?
will bring up this though.
What thing are we with?
It was because what was I saying?
You will bring up this.
Oh yeah, she was talking about the snow. There was a conspiracy theory like a few years ago of like that the snow wasn't like real.
Kind of going to conspiracy theory.
Because there's a snow that people would try to melt, it wouldn't melt. And there was a snow that was almost like styrofoam that would come down in certain states, and they'd be like, "This doesn't feel right."
It could have something to do with like same as acid rain and everything, pollutants in the air.
I know that's what I was like, but it was a conspiracy theory a few years ago because people were like, "Oh my God, we're living in the Matrix."
Okay, well, that's okay. Conspiracy theories. These people that think the earth is flat, that's one. And these people think that birds are not real. That birds are some kind of like robots and stuff, that they're actually not real. Like, what do you think of that? Like the flat earthers drive me nuts. I'm sorry if anybody's on here.
The only reason that people not the flat earther thing, but the fake birds, the only reason that people think that is because there were people on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else that would take pictures of dead birds and put a freaking like phone microchip in it and then take it out like it was real.
Well, but Jack Osbourne, a lot of people like, I like Jack Osbourne. There's a couple things recently that come out that I kind of disagree with him about, and I don't want to go in that direction, but um, he believes in that. He believes it because somebody had where you can put like something that you're thinking in an envelope, an image or something like that, and somebody can literally go on their computer or whatever and pick up and figure out exactly anything that you put in that envelope. Like there's another name that they call that too, which is weird. But going back to the flat earthers, how in the heck can you believe that the earth is flat? It doesn't even slightly make sense of anybody that's ever flown in a plane. Or, I mean, even when you go to the ocean, you could see the curvature.
These are people
Like-
that apparently didn't pay attention in history class when Columbus came to America.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Like conspiracy theories, I don't know. Yeah, flaunt it if you have it, Pee Wee. I lived in Utah for 2 years. The snow was fluffy to drive in, but nobody knew how to. But see, that's it. Well, be squared. You hit like when we were down south. It's funny because even rain, people do not know how to drive in rain. They act like it's ice. Now, if it's coming downpour real heavy, of course you do have to worry about hydroplaning. That makes sense. But just we're talking about a regular, normal, typical rainstorm, and they drive like they're 185 years old. They're afraid to drive in it. Snow, they panic, everything closes down. We kind of thought it was funny at first, but the reason why it's not so much that I think a lot of the people are afraid to drive in it, it's just that they don't stockpile down there like on salt and ash and stuff like that to treat the roads because you don't get too much of snow down in the south like you do up here. So that's kind of part of the reason. But like there was times down there that you had maybe only an inch of snow and everything closed down, and we're out there driving around in it like nothing, so.
Well, and getting back to the flat earthers also, how do you explain that if the earth is flat, that sometimes when you're like laying down outside, you can feel or like see everything spin around you?
You shouldn't be seeing everything spinning around.
Like, it's when you're like laying on the ground and you're just like relaxing and you can feel. You've never like looked up at the sky and then felt
Yeah,
that?
but I've never felt that, no.
Oh.
If I did, then I'm there like, okay, Diane, you're getting sick.
No, it gets.
Why are you spinning?
It feels weird, and then you get up and you're like, "Well, that was weird." Maybe.
But the other thing is, okay, when we went to Myrtle Beach, we overlooked the ocean. When you look out on the horizon, what do you see? You can see the curvature of horizon.
And if the freaking Earth was flat, all of us we would like fall off of it.
It doesn't make no sense.
Like you would have to. If it was flat and there was people living on like each side.
Do you know how stupid some people are? And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. Because people actually they would swear to God that the Earth is flat, but some of these goofballs are saying the Earth is flat because if the Earth wasn't flat, then why are maps flat? So people that actually know that the Earth is round can say, well, why do you think they make globes? I have to laugh at some of this.
The flat earthers that I don't understand is if the Earth was flat, then there would have to be no gravity or different type of gravity on the other side of it for those people to like upside down.
Right here, we're gonna say right here. Archimedes proved Earth was round thousands of years ago by observing shadows. We wouldn't have shadows because of the different stages of the moon and us, going around the sun and, these are.
It just makes no sense.
These conspiracy. Well, do they call it a conspiracy theory, or
No, that's just
the
dumb people.
believer, like Earth, well, flat Earth, or whatever the hell they call themselves? But that's just. And I'm not trying to be rude. I mean, because some people actually, they legitimately, wholeheartedly believe that, and if they want to believe it, that's fine. But I'm sorry, that's just wow.
I don't understand how people can believe that.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that since the Earth is round, all like the gravity keeps us on the Earth.
Well, and the same thing with the birds, even. You know, there's people, like I said, Jack Osborne believes a lot of that. I think he actually believes, he's one of them. I think he's starting to believe that the Earth is flat. Well, and the birds, okay, we've seen birds die, and we've seen their carcass in the same spot, and what happens when something dies. It's not a pretty sight, and it stinks immediately. So if it was a robot, it's going to stink, and the little nasties are going to come along, and the smell, and like
that's why that's why when people go on the internet, they believe that everything on the internet is true, and that's why most people believe that the freaking birds are fake, because of all the videos of people getting like freaking SD cards out of phones.
Well, it's the same thing that people believe, you know. You can't believe everything you read. It's the same people that watch movies and they can't distinguish movies from reality. It's the same people that will watch people like O.J. Simpson as a football player and cannot believe that he could have committed a crime like murder. There's O.J. Simpson, the football player. There's O.J. Simpson, the person, the actual who he is in real life. There's Michael Jackson, the artist, and there's Michael Jackson, who he was in real life. It's, you know.
Well, another thing about the flat earthers is, how can you say that the Earth is flat when there's literal footage of people going up into space and showing the Earth?
We have satellites that show it, yeah.
And wouldn't that mean that every other planet is also flat? Because why would only the Earth be flat and every other planet be?
It just doesn't make any sense.
Round. I don't know. And wouldn't it have to be huge?
It doesn't make sense. Some people just they get crazy, but people will believe anything. I mean, I can't go in that direction, but there's current things that people will swear and believe by, and it's. Well, I had a person ask me. I made a comment one time, and I said, They said, "Oh, you should stop watching the news," and I said, "I don't watch the news." They said, "Well, then where do you get your information from? Do you have to watch the news to get information, or can you actually research and, or watching the event with your own eyes and hearing with your own eyes? You don't have to watch the news to have a special report coming across the TV where somebody is speaking live or saying something live. You know, I mean, there's things that I've heard and seen with my own eyes and ears, and people will,
Everybody's not sure if it shows anymore, but the Flat Earth Society actually had on their website that they have members around the
That's funny. That is funny. That is funny. Well, that's almost like when Channel 6 News said our humans, our babies have feelings like humans or something like that. Like they're like, well, why aren't babies humans?
Yeah, babies can feel the same
as a human,
or something like that.
And they're like, well, I always thought a baby was a human.
Yeah, what is a baby when it's born then? Is that like just a creature until it turns into a toddler, then it's human? Like what?
That's insane. That is totally insane. But yeah, you get people that do kind of crazy shit, and you kind of have to laugh at them. Some of these, it's the same as the cult members. the cult leaders tell them everything that they want to hear, and I guess you can call it brainwashing. It was like Charlie Manson, where he could literally like brainwash, and everything he said, his followers believed it like, he was some kind of a god or something, and that, like, oh, he's not wrong in anything he says. And I mean, the whole Manson murder thing, because of this control that he had.
And he was religious.
Yeah, and that's just it. A lot of, I hate to say it, but most of the most heinous crimes committed, the people that committed them said that their religion told them to do it, or God told them to do it, or they were doing it because of their religion, whatever. Like, and I'm not knocking religion. It's good to be religious, but you can't use that excuse to commit these horrible, horrible crimes that's being committed all the time. So, hearing with my own eyes, I'm Linda. Hearing it and seeing it with my eyes, hearing it with my ears, seeing it with my eyes. I told you, if I say something goofy, I have been not feeling them. Not only that, I'm having problems with my eyes again. Like, it's so bad now, my blinking and that, because of whatever is going on with it, that I'm getting like pains from the muscles from me blinking up in this area here. I'm getting it over here. And sometimes it almost makes me feel like I'm going to end up losing my vision completely. And it scares me. Like, I don't know what it is. And it's just, it's driving me crazy. If you use religion as a weapon, then it's time to look for a new. I agree. That's, uh, but that's what they're doing. As you know, most of these horrible, horrible crimes, everybody looks back, and somehow, some shape, some form, they said they did it for their religion, or because God told them to, or whatever the case. And it's real sad, because a lot of people are really good. They're faithful to their religion, but when it gets to you to that point where you can commit something like that, then is there somebody out there? Dylan, are you out there? Something was out there, because Pee Wee was looking.
Yeah, Pee Wee looked, I heard it like a click.
Yeah,
like
because Pee Wee was looking.
Yeah, it might be. I'm not sure, but I know that girls have been hanging around the door.
Oh, yeah,
That's true.
that's what it is. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just, Linda, you're saying still allergies. I don't know at this point. Maybe one of you guys on here can give me an answer. It constantly feels like a hair or eyelash or something is in my eye. And I can't get it out. It just feels like there's constantly something in there. How else can I explain it? I can be just watching TV or sitting there, and all of a sudden my eye will just start, like, especially this one, it'll start like burning, like, and then start watering like crazy, like they're just burning. And it's just, whatever it is I have to keep on. It makes me blink more than a normal person blinks a lot to begin with. But if you take what a normal person blinks and probably quadruple it, that's how much I blink when my eyes are bothering me. Is it allergies? I don't know. At one point I did believe it was, but at this point I don't know. I don't know what to think that's going on with my eyes. But like I said, it's at the point now where I'm blinking so much that it's wearing, I think, the muscles in my eye out, where it causes pain, like right here. I kind of get tension and pain like up in this area. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I should get like heating pads and start putting it on it at night, or some couple hours during the day. I don't know, but it just feels like there's constantly like hair or some kind of debris in it. Have I been to the doctor? Hell no, I don't go to the doctor. My kids know I'm stubborn like that. I don't go for the doctor for nothing. Um, I don't know what, like, if I, like I said, put maybe heating compresses on him during the day. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's getting irritating. And they said, I don't know if it was allergies or at this point, I don't know. But I do know years and years and years ago, we're talking many, many, many moons ago, when I was with my first husband, Eric's dad, um, I was scraping paint chips off of a porch and some paint chips went in my eye. And I don't think they ever came out. And I don't know if they're trying to work their way out or it's their residue from that yet from back that time and it's catching up on me now or whatever, but it's rather irritating and sometimes I feel like people think, okay, what's wrong with her? Because I'm like they're gonna start calling me Blinky and Winky, something like that. So but yeah, I know I'm bad. Every one of my kids say that I should go to the doctors and Tom says I should go.
Especially an eye doctor. You need to find out what's wrong. There could be something in like the back of your eye. They do scans.
Yeah, and then I'm afraid they're gonna have to pull my eyeball out to clean that out behind there, and you know why I like this
No, they can flush it out.
behind my eye.
Yeah.
How? See, you don't even know.
I don't know a fucking eye doctor.
I'm not an eye doctor either, but I have this freaking. I have this dream that I'm going to the eye doctor that I conceded, and I go to the eye doctor, and they're there. Oh yeah, I see like a long hair all bunched up behind your eye and they get it and start pulling and my whole freaking eyeball comes out and they have to literally push my eyeball back in. Yeah, that's what kind of freaky shit that I dream about because of my eye
Well,
problems.
I was going to say, there's like older people who have like contact lenses that they never took out and they're like right behind their freaking eyeball, but they go to an eye doctor and they get it out and their eye is perfectly fine afterwards. See? Linda, tell her. Scream it on the top of your lungs. Tell her it could be stubborn.
Gabriella, how many years have you lived with me? How many times have you seen me go to the doctor than when I was in my car accident?
If it's an
And
emergency
even
and
then,
you feel like you're gonna lose your freaking eyesight,
and even then, I had to be forced to go. I just don't go. I just, it is what it is. If I go blind, I guess I'll need a walking stick or something. Like, I don't know. Okay, one of those. Gabriella, what are they saying? We're going to do our live, but what are they saying? Translate it. Tell me, what are they saying? Okay, I can respond to that. I just don't like going to the doctor. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to the doctor either, but if it's like something that's like impairing your vision or impairing your way to walk or something, then you need to go to the doctor and find out what the is going on. Unless you want to suffer the rest of your life.
I'm suffering. I've been miserable. I think it's like I told your dad, I think that's one of the things that's wearing me down is blinking, 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 and it's starting to do that tension up here. And I actually even get little pains and stuff now, but whatever. But regardless, we went way off topic.
Did we?
We did. We did.
Did we?
We started. Linda asked if we got snow. But what happened? What started? We went into conspiracy theories or flat earthers or whatever, and it just kind of went. Which even Linda predicted that earlier. She said, "Who knows what direction?" Look, we could have got into what paranormal spirit sex or something because somehow that always ends up coming up. The friskiness and that topic always seems to come up. See, is there snow in there yet? We kind of start, because I was talking about how with the investigations and stuff like that, that the weather, and then we went into everything else. Are you here with me? Yes, so that means we. You started it. Don't start that shit with me. That's wicked rude.
He's even saying, Linda, our stalker,
My
is worried.
My quality of life is good.
He wants you to go
My
to the doctor.
quality of life is good. If I can see to wrap presents for you guys and to cook for you guys, then I'm good. I can still do that. So, what?
Did you? I did.
Hurt my head. It hurt my head. So, we're probably going to be calling it a night here because we kind of went way off topic.
We did go away.
Gabriella and I will try to be on back more often.
Probably not over the holiday season. I will try. But
I'd like us to get this is only Tuesday, maybe another one in maybe Thursday, if possible. And then like at least one a week, if we can, through the holidays. And then back after the beginning of the year, then kind of try to get 2 in a week again, if possible. We'll see how it goes, but we need to have good topics. I kind of was going to try to go touching on, some of these groups, like we brought up Twin Paranormal earlier. I know a lot of people don't like them and said they're young and they're too wild, but you know what? I'm one of those people that go in a toy store and if the push me buttons, I'll push all the buttons on there. I have fun. Same as on our investigations. Every now and then, just to break the ice, we'll kind of act up a little bit, and that just to break the ice. I think Twin Paranormal, they're popular, yeah, and they act up, but they are young. I mean, who cares if they act up and that? If you want to really look into it, they do investigate pretty seriously. Like a lot of people don't like the gadgets and that they use, but it's to each their own. If that's what they like to use, I watch their show every time they come out. And rather, I don't know. I haven't seen any proof that they're faking it. I haven't. But if they are, whatever. I don't think they are. I don't know, dude.
if they are, then they're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I mean, because they're hell of good actors because you can see on their, like this last episode I watched, they were scared to death. You could see them trembling and everything else. They were scared to death. And some of the apps that they use, yeah, I'm not real crazy about. I would prefer just to do whatever naturally and see what I can get, see if I can audibly hear a whisper or see something with my own eyes rather than the gadgets. But if you're there's River, Wyatt, and Ryan. If you get the 3 of them and they each have their phones and they each one of their phones say the exact same thing on the app that they're using, correlating to the question that they're asking, then how are they faking it? Like I don't know. They entertain me. I like watching them. I believe them more than I believe Sam and Colby. Of course, we spoke of Zach Bagans, the Overnight Boys. I don't believe them whatsoever. They're all about.
That's able to be believed is Corey.
I like Corey, but then he got caught in with what's his name? Alton. Him and Alton had that big thing because he left, and Alton said he had all the receipts to show that it was Corey that did him wrong, but Corey said he has all the receipts showing that Alton did him wrong. Regardless, from us watching overnight, 90% of the time when they went to a place, Corey didn't want to have any part of some of the stuff they were doing. He literally told them that one time they had a big group there. They were doing, I think, a Halloween special or a live. It was probably a Halloween live. And somebody come up with the idea, I think it was the witch that they had with them, come up with the idea to do a blood ritual or something to try to conjure up the spirit that was in the building.
Prick their fingers.
And Corey wanted nothing to do with it. The same as Alton had 2 different Dybbuk boxes that he brought on one of the shows, and he wanted to open up, and he had poor Corey and the other guy standing there opening up the Dybbuk boxes. Corey did not want anything to do with that. So, like, I guess it just depends on, I don't know. I don't have a problem with Corey. I don't know. And Colin from Paranormal Files? Where's Colin from, Eric? Paranormal Files?
Paranormal.
Yeah. I didn't mind him too much, but then he has his show now that's really, really, really going through the roof popular, and they're saying that he's doing all this. He actually got sued and got some of his stuff removed. He was bad enough watching him, but one episode that where he was with, who was he with? Was he with Twin Paranormal? And they were doing an investigation, and he went in a room by himself, and he went in there and snacked like crazy. Oh, that was with Project Fear. I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure if it was or not. Yeah, and he goes in there a room, and he's like, yeah, eating food like crazy, and then he falls asleep. Like, I just think that that's just disrespectful to the group that you're with.
You would likely get he's a diabetic. He needs to keep his sugar up and everything, but he could have turned off the camera, or he could have been like, "Hey guys, I need sugar, so if you see me,
I'm going to crash because of it, because it's, because a lot of times before when he was doing an investigation, if his sugar went through the roof, he literally, he went outside and he left for a few hours. Well, instead of doing that, he's just gobbling away, and he was staying fully awake. Then for next thing, then he goes to sleep, like, without telling him. Like, I just thought it was just disrespectful. So, Linda, we like using them just to. A lot of the stuff, like, there's some investigations, we had some really stupid shit coming through them, and they're like, we're not even going to say what was coming through because it's not worth it, because it didn't make any sense. But I think, yeah, we kind of use it as that. And
it's like you're asking a question and then it directly answers to what you've asked, then it more or less is an indicator that something is there and is trying to communicate with you. So we do pretty much use it as an indicator, but at the same time as a way of communicating, if it makes sense, if they're trying to actually communicate.
Because there's times we put it on and just weird shit came up, so we kind of ignored it. But then there's times that we had it on and it would give us an answer that correlated with what the question was, and we kind of were like, okay, that was a direct answer. Kind of just pushed it aside. But when we started asking more questions, and it would continue to answer, associating with what questions that we were asking and staying on the same subject line, then with a, hey, wait a minute, this is all adding up, it's making sense. And then if we have it on, but somebody else on the team has theirs on, and there's been times we didn't even use the same app, we used a different app, and both apps said the exact same thing at the same time, or answered questions in almost like a sentence and correlated with what we were talking about, then we kind of put a little bit more credence to it. So we do kind of use it as an indicator as possible something, but we don't bank on it. I like the EVP recorder because I know we've caught some pretty cool stuff on it. EMF, we don't really use it a lot, but there's been, like, over the Johnston house, whether people want to believe or not, that EMF reader went completely to full red every time Beverly asked a question.
Mhm.
And when she wasn't asking a question, it did not do nothing. She'd start asking a question again and it responded every time. And we're not talking about just a little bit of a influx on the
Same with like the gauze meter. You can't fake the gauze meter, and every single time that we've used it and asked questions, it would go crazy.
when we were over at the Williamston Municipal Building. I sat down at the table. I put the gas meter there. It didn't do nothing. We went around testing. It did not do nothing. So there was no radiation, no whatever that could have caused it, no electricity, nothing could cause it to go off. And I started feeling like there was something by me. I said, this little girl that they claim was here, are you by me? And that gas meter shot full force right up. The needle went, beep, and I'm there like, then it would stop. And I'd ask another question and it went full force again. And every time I asked a question. So there's sometimes the equipment, people can, I brought up Kenny Biddle before, like he can debunk everything and have a scientific reason for all of it all he wants. But there's times he's not there with us. There's times that you just cannot debunk it. And we shouldn't have to show a walkthrough. Like it's nice to show a walkthrough ahead saying, okay, which a lot of times I'll try to do that, get the machines and say, look, nothing's setting this off. But, people by now, like if they watched you and know that you're legit, you shouldn't have to do that every time. If we say, hey, we did a walkthrough, nothing went off, we're not going to lie to you and say, yeah, all of a sudden, or with your own eyes, you see it sitting there on a desk or on a table or something, and it's not doing anything, and you start asking questions, starts going off. That's logic that, hey, something's making it go off. So, whatever. I was listening in the car, Diane. Eye irritation can be as simple as an ingrown or weirdly grown eyelash. I mean, I think part of it, Linda, to be honest with you, or be squared rather, I think part of it is I do have, there's a little on this eye over here where I do get a lot of irritation. There is something funky going on with my eyelash there. And I don't know. I think it could be as something isn't, because every now if I get my fingernail and like put it underneath my eyelid and pull, it feels like it does help it for a little while. So it could be something like an ingrown eyelash or something. This one over here, it seems to be more in this corner. And like again, years ago, I know I got some paint chips in my eye. Some of them I pulled out. Probably about it. This was years ago, but about a month ago, one morning I woke up and my eyes were real like they were crusty. And in the corner of my eye, I kind of went like this, and there was something hard. I pulled on, there's like a big white chunk of something, which the paint chips, ironically, was white from years ago. So I think some of it could be some of that actually wearing it out. I don't know, but I don't know. I'll figure it out, but it's like right in the middle of this eye right here, which I'm rubbing my eye and I didn't realize it. I have mascara on. I'm stupid. But I'll figure it out. It's not like sometimes I'll go 2, 3, 4 days and I won't have any problems with my eyes whatsoever. And then sometimes I'll go one day and my eyes are acting up really bad. And then it's like every day for a whole week or 2 weeks straight. But I mean, I do get some break in between on it, but there's definitely something funky going on. And I do think that has a lot to do with my eyelashes or those paint chips or something. I don't know.
If it is something in your eye, you need to try to flush it out.
I've been going and trying to flush it out, but I I found some eye drops. How does anybody know how long after an expiration date eye drops are good, or should you not use them after expiration date? Hey, that's not right to pick on me. I'm old, You don't pick on old people like that. So does anybody know about the expiration date? Call me Bina if you want. Is that right? Or Bina? Bina or Bina? Yeah, well, here's the thing, B squared. I think they expired a year ago or something like that, but the bottle was never opened up. Bina like Tina. Okay, thank you, B squared. So they were never opened up. So I'm thinking because the seal was never broken, I mean, it's still in the package that I bought it in. So I'm thinking, I just think, I usually like with anything else that's expired, I think it's more that's at its strongest before the expiration date, but after the expiration date, it might not have the same effect, I think.
Expired eye drops may produce uncomfortable side effects such as itching, blurred vision, burning, and redness.
Okay, so probably not.
Another risk of using expired eye drops is that they may become contaminated with bacteria or fungi, leading to an eye infection.
Yeah, but does that even go with unopened?
What happens if
Well,
we use
unopened, okay.
expired eye drops?
Okay. So she just looked that up. So apparently it's not good to use it. So I'll throw it away and I'll have to buy a new bottle. But I'll get maybe and put warm compresses on my eyes throughout the week and see if maybe later on Tom will buy me another thing of eye drops and see if that. According to Linda, B squared, Bina, what she just looked up, it said even if they're sealed, you shouldn't use them because it could cause bacteria and all this good stuff. So whatever, I'll just throw it away. It's just a little tiny bottle anyhow, and I don't think I probably paid.
Because when it's expired, it's no longer sterile.
It's just weird because if the seal wasn't broken, you'd think it would be, wouldn't you?
No, because it'd be the same with like a can of Coke. You leave it and it's expired, you're gonna open it and drink it, and it's gonna be flat.
I'll still drink it.
Still not good.
Whatever. But okay, maybe next subject that we'll talk about is maybe we'll talk about food or something and drinks and that and that's what we'll do. Next topic we'll do about expiration dates on foods and drinks and products and see how people feel about it because I don't know about any of you on there, but my husband's the type, well, he's getting better, but there's expiration dates which people don't understand, and there's best used by dates. People get them both confused. Best used by, when they put that date on, it means it's in its best condition, best flavor, best quality by that date. After that date, it's still good, but the quality and the flavor and whatever else starts diminishing. So then after that point, then you have to watch if the taste is not the same or the quality is just not what you like or tastes nasty, whatever the case may be, and then you ditch it. Tom was kind of really bad even on best used by expiration dates. If it was even close to the expiration date, he would not eat it, would not drink it, whatever. If it was after the expiration date, forget it. Even if it was unopened, forget it. He tossed it. But I ended up looking at a whole product line of stuff, and it actually tells you how safe it can be even beyond expiration point, especially canned goods. But like I said, this is a topic that we'll go into on our next live. We'll start and we'll do our research and bring a lot of stuff in that up and talk about that when we do our next live. I think that would be a good topic.
Or we could discuss delicacies around the world that we might consider unusual.
That would be cool. I wish we had some to try. We were watching Daz and is his name Will? I think that's what his name is, doing they were doing that fish, whatever it is called, from another country, and it's so fermented.
Surströmming.
Yeah, and it's in a can. You just open the can up and you have to get past the smell, but they actually said if you can get past the smell and actually eat it, they said it actually tastes good.
It's like even with like I think it's called a century egg. It's basically an egg that's over 1,000 years old that has been in a can or bottle or whatever the fuck it comes in, and you can still eat it, but it's black and it's disgusting.
Yeah, right there's eggs.
Yeah.
Ballot, ballot egg, Eric? Balut egg. A balut egg. Yeah, durian is and there it is, surströmming. That's the,
I
yeah,
said that.
yeah. Did you say that? I thought you said something similar, but not that.
Well, I said surströmming.
I didn't, I thought you said something similar.
Listen to me.
I did listen, but
Our problem. She doesn't listen.
I listened to you, but it didn't sound like you said that
I
the right
said
way.
surströmming.
So, but regardless. But we'll that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll maybe talk about some of those. But so that can be a segue anyhow. So expired stuff can lead into that nasty stuff. But we can do some research and pull up some of that. That's the same as what's that called? The bananas. They're like bananas, but they're plantains. A lot of people like them. A lot of people don't like
I've
them.
never tried one.
They said they're nasty.
Yeah, because they're like sweeter or something like that.
Yeah. So,
They're like way sweeter
but
than that.
it's already after 11. The doggies will probably have us up at 7 a.m. They're not, it's not.
A durian fruit, but at the same time, people say it literally smells like a dead body, and
Is
it
that the
lasts.
little spiky one?
Yeah, it's the really spiky
Yeah.
fruit. And as soon as you cut it open, it's like white on the inside, and they said it's absolutely delicious. But the smell fumigates your entire
Yeah.
house.
See, that's what, yeah, they said that. That's the same as that, surströmming. People just put a little dent in the can and they're already, the one guy I was watching, he started puking. He said he paid $52 a can, and he just punctured just a little hole in it. And he was sitting outside, and the smell was so bad that he started almost vomiting, and he went and threw it. He says, there goes $52 in the garbage. He says, I'm not even opening this up. I want to bake Christmas German Spritz cookies,
Ooh.
but my body is saying, don't even think about it.
Ooh. German Spritz cookie.
Exactly what is all in a German Spritz cookie? Because I'm familiar with Spritz cookies.
I'll search it up. I'm going to check it out.
They don't allow durian in hotels in Thailand. That's an interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It probably
Stinks. Yeah, stinks. Huh, that's interesting. See, we can have B Squared come on and give us daily facts too. We can have a did you know? We could do a show of that one time too. Everybody will come on and they'll do their did you know fact. And we can say, no, we did not know that. Thank you for sharing it. Did you know? Did you know? Oh, I've seen those before. Those look real delicious. Oh, yummy, yummy. Are they kind of like a shortbread cookie, Bina? It's a soft dough with finely ground walnuts. Oh my gosh. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. That is a yes.
Yep.
100% yes. I don't have a cookie press though.
Well, you don't have to.
I probably could find a recipe. By the way, next week, I think start next week, I got to start baking all of our Christmas cookies and stuff. So, but so we got to do some baking and, but Okay, like I said, we're rambling on here, rambling on. You guys are fantastic as usual. We're gonna have to call it a night though because I don't know what the weather's gonna be like. I don't know what the dogs are gonna be like in the morning. So far, they haven't been too bad as far as in the morning, other than we had to take them out and they had to go potty and that in mud. Where we take them gets real muddy and it's all. They like me wiping their feet though. Did you know that? I have a rag and I wipe their feet up.
Yeah.
They like that. They don't mind that. So yeah, they look like they would be addictive, Bina. My goodness, they look scrumptious. Getting UAPs, like what is UAP?
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Oh, why didn't I? That's what they changed from the UFO, didn't they? Okay, I forgot that they changed it.
I haven't seen any.
I don't think Pennsylvania, being right now, from what I've been kind of getting updated on, has been getting more and more reports of actual possible proof of Bigfoot. And there was one other thing that they said they spotted. There was one. Did you say that's Squonk?
Yeah, the swamp is
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but UAP. Well, it's going to be hard for me. Congress, stupid changing shit. I don't. It's a UFO. It'll always be UFO to me. I don't know why they change shit like that. Um, no, ours is more Bigfoot. That seems to be the big Pennsylvania thing right now. The squonk is a mythical creature that is reputed to live in the hemlock forest. So it's a hemlock creature, and Pennsylvania is a big hemlock. Cool.
I think it kind of looks like a pig,
Yeah,
but it's warty and
that's weird.
gross.
And it cries itself to death. Okay. Stick with UFO. Yeah, I'm going to being a well, I'm gonna stick with it because I can't get, government can change all kinds of weird shit as they want, and that's sad. It looks like part of an intestine or something though, like
I don't think that's what I think it looks more
more
like
like a pig. Yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay, we might not talk about squonks. Maybe the drones are chasing Sasquatch. Jersey has wildlands. A place not too far from us, Latrobe. They seem to have a big thing going on. And there's another town that's Marionville or something like that. They seem to be the big ones around the area here that's been really saying more sightings because they're saying that Sasquatch is getting braver and starting to be more conditioned to being around humans. So they're kind of coming out and making themselves more aware than what they were before. So
Not that.
no. Bigfoot, right where we're living at, probably it's closer to where Dylan lives, Gabriella's boyfriend, where his family lives. It's along the highway and wooded areas and that. It seems to be that area where the jail is. That's Ebensburg. That's right in the middle of town. There's really not a lot of wooded area and that around there, and it's like pretty much it's the county seat. So yeah, there's not been anything to my knowledge that close in that area. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they have no privacy.
Yeah, but that's what we were told. That apparently, they're starting to condition themselves to humans apparently more, and they're getting braver, and more people are saying that they've seen them. And of course, everybody has their Bigfoot pictures that they can show, and nothing's ever been concrete except for that one that came out with looked like a Bigfoot carrying a baby across a little string. Yeah, a Bigfoot baby, big baby Bigfoot, little frisky ones. But we don't know. I guess that's one thing. It's going to be like UFOs. They're saying no, they do have proof that aliens are out there, and government actually came out and said, yeah, we can confirm it and blah, blah, blah. I think that's going to be, Bigfoot's going to be the next one. They're going to actually come out.
How they said that aliens exist and they confirmed it and everything,
But they're
not
still
talking
covering,
about
yeah,
it.
they're still covering up stuff.
They're
So,
not telling us shit
yeah,
about it.
yeah. So there's still a lot of shit going on, but whatever. Let's see, interesting. Maybe Smitty was eaten by a Bigfoot. There is a theory about Smitty, which before we go, I'll say it real quick. I found out, we did a lot of research, and apparently there's supposed to be underground tunnels underneath the jail where the dungeon and old fort used to be that goes from the jail over to the courthouse. And when Katrina and Dustin Perry showed up, woo, Dustin Perry, he was with Katrina and Heather and Taddy. Oh, well, Taddy is Heather. Um, Dustin said, well, what if they took Smitty and they did help him escape, but they went through the underground tunnels and he actually did escape? That is a possibility. But I don't think Smitty escaped. But that is a good big question mark there. FBI says they don't know who's behind the drones, but they don't seem dangerous. There a lot of that drone thing that's been going on over the course of the years here, and that's kind of real scary. And I don't trust anything the government says when it comes to anything on that. I think there's been so much cover up for all these years pertaining to these things, and we know they know something or they wouldn't have it so highly secured. But until somebody gets in office that's going to have enough balls to come out and say, okay, I'm going to tell you everything because I feel you deserve to know everything. I know there was one person that was going to come out.
Just imagine if something goes wrong, if there are aliens at Area 51, they escape, and then they're running crazy around the world, and we're not aware of it, and then somebody finds out, and the government's like, oh no, that's nothing.
Well, there was one person that was they said they were gonna tell everything they knew, but I don't want to get in that direction, but something didn't go the way that it was planned. And so the other people that went in, took over, still kept it hush hush, didn't disclose. But whatever. I didn't start the book yet, Linda. Because of the holidays and our schedule over at the jail's been weird because we were going over there. Our last full weekend over there was when Katrina and then was over there, when Travel the Dead was over there. And then it's been sporadic. It's been like we've only been going over for bookings. Dylan and Gabriella has been over there the most because we have more overnight investigations than tours and that right now, just because it's the weather and it's so cold. We do have discounted rates right now, though. So anybody that's interested, you are going to get a better rate, especially on the tours. But I think I already know how I'm going to do. I'm going to have the preface on it telling about how I come about wanting to do this. And then I'm going to go in the first unit will be all about the history of it. The second unit will be about our experiences at the jail itself. And then the third unit will be about, I will gather information about people who have visited there and investigated there or had been part of the jail in some way, shape, or form, their stories. And so I know how I'm going to devise it. And I'm pretty sure I have the title that I'm going to use for it. But probably as soon as the holidays are over, I'm going to be going into it full force. I think they revealed info to keep people in a secure, keep it quiet. Oh, I agree with you. That's exactly what they did. There's certain people that knows all. They definitely know all, and nobody's going to open up until somebody actually can get in and step into place that's brave enough to say, okay, it's like I said before, people of America need to know, but there's a lot of shit that America doesn't know about. And that's another thing we could start talking about in one of our subjects, and you guys can let us know. AI. How do you feel? AI scares the living shit out of me. And there's so many times that we talk and our phones, ironically, will on the subject. I bet you any money, some of the stuff that we're talking about, Bigfoot, something like that. I bet you any money I'll look at my phone tonight or tomorrow and there'll be all kinds of things on my phone about Bigfoot or UFOs or something like that that we were just talking about. And that's scary. That's real scary.
That's
So
if you the scariest part about AI, if you watch Shane Dawson's AI video on YouTube, you'll see why AI is getting out of control. Because that was a really scary video. Like, I was overthinking everything after I saw that video, and I still am like, if AI gets in control and realizes, hey, how can I help humanity? And how can I help all the issues in humanity? Oh, wait, humanity is the issue. Let's destroy all humans.
well, and you can watch different shows, like even if you watch like The Terminator, and you see some of the things that went with the robots and stuff like that, and how far it went, and how haywire it went. That could have been an indication then, how things are going to be in that. And history has a way of repeating
The
itself.
fact that that movie was based on that guy's dream.
That's what I'm saying.
Which, yeah, I don't know if you guys know that, but the guy who created the Terminator movies had a dream about something similar, and that was his inspiration for the movies.
It just gets real scary. So, but okay, guys, we've been going on. Normally, I end with a quote. I'm not going to tonight just because of my eyes, and I'm kind of getting a little worn. It's just been a long day. But think of some of these topics here, we'll have to mark down. So either the next one maybe will be AI or those weird um foods and stuff and beverages. Because I know Daz and them too, they were pulling out some beverage. They had Pennsylvania, or not so much Pennsylvania, but United States has like grass flavored soda, butter flavored soda. They had avocado or guacamole or no enchilada flavored.
There's vomit flavored soda, bacon flavored soda, butter, corn.
I would be willing to try a couple, but there's an extent that I would go to that I wouldn't even consider. Now, he did try one. It was chocolate soda, but it was chocolate and it had banana in it and vanilla, I think. And he said Dad's drank almost the whole bottle. He said it was really, really, really good. So, AI is genie in a bottle. More or less, that's exactly what it is. You're playing with something that you don't want to, and if you use it the wrong way, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You're kind of playing. You're kind of playing like Russian roulette, I think, when you're messing around with AI. So, how do I get that off now? Where's that?
Highlighted.
There we go. Okay, so, but again, go to bed tomorrow, make eye doctors. Nope, I'm not making an eye doctor's appointment. It is 11:23. We've been on here for a while. I do appreciate everybody that showed up.
2 hours.
Yeah. we had a tsunami warning and people believed Google. Well, what was that what they were saying? And I don't want to get political, but they said Biden was responsible for all the hurricanes, or was that what it was, Eric? The Biden was,
Geoengineering.
yeah, that Biden geoengineered all the hurricanes and that, like,
Control weather now.
well, I guess it's the same, and again, I don't want to really get in political, but Trump using a magic marker, a marker on a thing on a map, and more or less thinking he could control the weather and that by just using a Sharpie on a map. Like, and people believe that shit. They believe that shit. So, but whatever. We don't want to get in that direction. We promised we wouldn't do that. So we're not going there, but, we're going to sign off here. I normally do a quote, but I don't know if there's a quote that even, what, you have a quote tonight? Is there something? I got one. I'll just finish up. Like, we'll think of one of those topics. You guys, there was that live, the chat that Linda went to there before. It's going to be running. It's on Facebook on the Real Talk. There's a live chat where you can leave any kind of comments. You can leave any suggestions. Leave whatever you want on there. It'll be either AI, the food, whatever you want. But with that, Gabriella, before we go, is there anything else you want to say? So with that, I'll just use from the Terminator. I'll be back. So that's it.
Okay.
That was the worst imitation ever, but hey, like, it's a quote and I said it. I'm done. That is, yeah, Linda does us. Pee-wee. Okay, good night, everyone. Thank you guys for showing up. Of course, we rambling on and on and on again, but I appreciate all of you guys. Please tell everybody we do like the subscriptions of people, you want to subscribe to us. We really appreciate it. Same as lurking. We're not out for money or anything like that, but it does show us that you appreciate us. So with that, we'll go adios, amigos. Bye-bye.
Bye. What, you didn't say the thing?
Okay, with that, stay tuned.
And peace out.
We do have to get back into that. Bye.